Guys, this is Efo Riro, a Yoruba delicacy. Yorubas can be found in western Nigeria. This is simply green leafy vegetables stirred in a rich pepper sauce. It will be loaded with different obstacles like meat, dried fish, crayfish, stockfish, or any obstacle of your choice. It is so flexible, you can eat this with any swallow of your choice, even rice. Let me show you how I made this. I use cow tripe. This cow tripe is usually very strong. Here is cow skin. For more, this is beef. I will start by washing this. It is usually filled with sand. Make sure you wash properly and set to cook. This is the hardest meat we are working with, so we'll start cooking it first. This is the cow skin. I'll be washing it. This is the beef. I'll be washing it properly as well and set aside. Next is the dried fish I used. I normally wash with hot water, then wash with cold water. By this time, it will be soft, so I can debone it. I usually clean this first with a brush before washing with hot water. Look at it, guys. The next one is the stockfish I used. This stockfish is just the soft part. I wash with hot water, then rinse with cold water and set aside. Here are the obstacles. Next is the leafy vegetable I used. I used Efo tete. You can also use Efo shoko. If you cannot get any of these two around you, you can go for a leafy or frozen spinach. It will also serve the same purpose. You have to enjoy your Efo Riro, don't you? I will wash this thoroughly before cutting it. This is one of the reasons why I don't like doing this in the market. I love to do it by myself. Remember, when you cut before washing it, you will be losing some nutrients. I've made a video about this. If you are using a shoko, make sure you soak in hot water and drain. This is how I love to pluck my vegetable. I don't like plucking the stalk. Do you love the stalk? If you love this, you can plug it. But me, I don't like this, so I skip it. I will be needing an onion, chop into smaller chunks and set aside. Back to the cow tripe. This is about 20 to 25 minutes later. This should be tender. I'll be adding the cow skin and the beef. Once I add this, I will add the onion and season without adding water. Always do this, guys. I will add the onion, spice with 2 seasoning cubes and then salt without adding water. I will cook for a little while before adding water. When you do this, your meat will have a very good taste. Don't just add water when you start adding your seasoning. When you do this, this meat will absorb the seasoning. Apart from this reason, we don't really need much water in this delicacy. Back to my vegetable, I will simply cut into smaller chunks. Remember, if you are using a shoko, you should have soaked it in water and drained by now. To the peppers we'll be using, I use some bell peppers, cayenne pepper, and of course, Scotch bonnet pepper. This bell pepper and the cayenne pepper normally have strong seeds. These seeds can be bitter. I'll be removing them, cut into smaller chunks, and then blend roughly. You don't need to make it smooth, okay? So I'll be setting this aside. Back to the pot. At this time, check on all the meat, both the cow tripe, the skin, and the beef. If they are not tender enough, if they are not soft to the point you want it, you can add little water. Remember, we are adding as little water as possible in this delicacy. We don't really need water. Once you've added water, then you add your stockfish and then the dried fish. If you are using any of these, add them now so that they too will be very soft as well, because when we add them into this delicacy, we won't be cooking for a long time. I will need another onion, so I will cut this or chop it into smaller chunks and set aside, just like so. Other ingredients we'll be needing are crayfish and iru. Iru is simply locust beans. This locust beans has been washed properly. We need palm oil. Make sure the palm oil you are using does not have smell. It does not have taste. When you taste it, it is not sticking to your tongue. When it sticks to your tongue, it is not a good one. If it have an offensive smell, it is not a good one. Back to the pot now. Make sure all the obstacles are now set. They should be as soft as you want them. Once they are, take them off the heat. You can see I have just little water. This is the way it should be. At this point, the meal prep is done. Let's start cooking. I'll be using 3 cooking spoons of palm oil. Remember the tips to know if your palm oil is a good one. Don't forget this. You don't want to ruin your delicacy, do you? I'll be adding the chopped onion. Just when this oil is hot enough. Guys, we don't need to bleach this oil. Just when it's hot enough, add your onion. Stir until the onion caramelizes, then add the washed iru. This iru is simply locust beans. Stir this properly. Oh, how I love the aroma that this locust bean gives to soups. Guys, you will love it. Next is the pepper mix. Remember, this pepper mix is bell peppers, cayenne peppers, and scotch bonnet peppers. Stir this properly and allow to cook until all the water in these peppers dries up. This is how to know that it is dried up. The oil will float on top, separating from the peppers. Just like so, guys. This is so beautiful. Can you see how it is separated? The oil will simply float on top. This is how you know that this is ready. Next, I will be adding this. Once you add the crayfish, stir properly to combine. Guys, remember when I said this is simply green leafy vegetables stirred in a rich pepper sauce loaded with obstacles. Now it's time to spice. I simply spice this with seasoning cubes and salt. Stir to combine properly and then add the obstacles. This is the shaki, the cow tripe, the cow skin, the beef, the stockfish, and finally the dried fish. Allow these obstacles to absorb the yumminess in this sauce and then add the vegetable. Once I'm adding the vegetable, I turned off the heat so that this vegetable won't be overcooked, and then I will serve. This soup is so flexible that you can serve with any swallow of your choice. You can also enjoy this with boiled white rice. Guys, look at this. Efo Riro can also go down well with pounded yam. Guys, this is one of my favorites. You can also enjoy this with amala, semolina, fufu, eba, or just any swallow of your choice. Guys, enjoy this delicacy. This is so delicious. It is nutritious as well. When you try this recipe, let me know how much you loved it. I will see you in my next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.